Hello guys, and welcome to day 16 of my keto journey here in Mexico. We spent Christmas Eve and Christmas Day with our friends, camped out at Nine Palms, and now we are back in the big city. We are back in San Jose del Cabo, and we decided to treat ourselves to something a little bit special this morning, and we went out to Starbucks for an Americano with heavy cream. Super delicious. A good way to start the morning for sure. Today was a long day of driving. We left San Jose del Cabo, we drove all the way back up to Los Barriles, about an hour and a half to pick up a package, and now all the way back down to Cabo. But when we were in Los Barriles, we stopped for some lunch, and that got me to thinking I should share with you what low-carb things I like to order when I'm in Baja. We've been traveling through Baja for over 3 months this year, and one thing that we've really been enjoying is seafood. There's so much seafood available. Baja is actually known for their fish tacos, so you can find them in almost any little town that you go to. One of my favorite places to go is to a restaurant that has a taco bar. Now here you can order the famous fish taco. I order it a la plancha, which means it's not deep fried, it's just grilled. And then you can order it either without the tortillas, or you can take them and give them to a friend. And then the restaurant will have a large selection of toppings. You'll see cucumbers, radish, cabbage, all sorts of salsas and sauces, and so you can make a beautiful plate of food for yourself for a very reasonable price. Most times the fish tacos are usually in the 30 peso range, so for a very reasonable price you get an awesome meal. Another thing I really like to order when I go out to a restaurant in Baja is ceviche. Ceviche is almost everywhere in Baja. It is fish or shrimp that's been cooked in lime juice. You'll also see in there tomatoes, onions, cucumbers, sometimes avocado on top, and it's a really quick and easy, delicious meal. Another great low-carb option are fajitas. So you can usually just order them without the tortillas, and when the meal comes you have your protein, you have some onions, some peppers. Usually it's served with sour cream, salsa, guacamole. You can also quite easily ask for extra guacamole if you want to pump up the fats in that dish. Another great option for going out is to find a sushi restaurant. Now, I was surprised to see so many sushi restaurants here in Baja, but I suppose it's not overly surprising because there's so much fish here. But when we go to a sushi restaurant, I will order sushimi, and you'll get beautifully prepared fish, fresh fish, and they usually have some sides or some sauces and toppings. But even though it can be a little bit more on the pricey end of it, probably about 200 pesos for a whole plate of sushimi, it's a delicious low-carb option. Another option for low-carb eating in Mexico is to get out and try some of the street food. Now, you aren't going to be able to have the empanadas or the churros, but there are things that you can still have. You will often see places that are grilling meat on charcoal, so you can quite easily get a delicious stick of meat to chew on. Another great option is the hot dog. Those are also quite readily available. Unfortunately, if you don't bring your own utensils, you're going to have to just stuff it in your face like I'm doing here. But you can get hot dog and not eat the bun. They usually have tomatoes, onions, mayo, some sort of sauce on them like that. And that's a really delicious, affordable option, usually in the 25-50 peso range for a hot dog. All right, I think that that's it for today, and now it's time for me to go hit the town. All right, guys, thanks so much for watching. I hope these suggestions were helpful if you're planning on traveling to Cabo, let's say, or you're planning on driving to Mexico like I'm doing. And yeah, if you like the content, be sure to subscribe, and we will see you again soon.